Welcome, leaders. It's your host, Natasha B. Russell, aka NBR, aka Mrs. Darby. As you know, I recently got married, and I'm excited to be here today for a very exclusive episode, Rise Up with NBR. It's a leadership connection today. I'm really excited to have my guest here today, Saarim Asady. He's in Colombia enjoying the sun, and I'm here. Well, I can't complain in Calgary, Alberta. The weather's not too bad. And so get ready. We're going to go live with him in a few minutes, and we're going to talk a little bit about business, marketing, sales, communications, effective digital marketing strategy to help you gain your business, grow your business, gain more clients, be more successful in everything that you do. Are we ready to roll? We'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome. All right, leaders. So, a little bit about me. NBR. I am a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm a consultant. I was born in good old Calgary, Alberta, for many of you who may be here. But my parents are from Jamaica. I love the island. I love the sun. I love great food. I love positive energy. So a little bit about my business. I began my entrepreneurial journey, I'd say 4 years ago as a full-time entrepreneur. I love what I do. I really focus on helping businesses, purpose driven entrepreneurs to really figure out what they really want. Clarity is key. And how do they achieve that? So we create specific goals. And then we talk about strategy. Strategy. I can't emphasize that enough because if you don't have an effective strategy to achieve your goals, then what happens? Chances are you're going to fail, right? So I'm big on strategy and then I help you to execute. So I work with a lot of, again, purpose driven entrepreneurs, corporations, nonprofits to help you to transform your life or your business from the inside out for the better. And so today we're talking all about marketing. That word marketing, I think many of us don't like to talk about as a business owner. And I did an interesting uh, poll. So I was speaking at the ATB Entrepreneur Center a few months ago, and I asked the audience, and it was full of amazing entrepreneurs, how many of you have a marketing strategy? And I was shocked, but not really too shocked. 80% of the individuals in the room did not have a solid marketing plan in place. And so you wonder why your business is not successful. Well, you do need a marketing strategy. You do need to invest. You need to take some money and invest in your business to make money. It really just is one of the rules to being a successful business owner. And so I want to really dig in today with that with my guest and talk about effective digital marketing strategies. Why? Because one thing we know, especially going through, overcoming still in the pandemic, but there are so many more people online today. It was already crowded before, but now it's even more crowded. So as a business owner, you have to figure out, how do I stand out from the crowd? With all of this out there, how do you make your brand stand out? And so we're going to really dig into that today. And another key reason why I really want to do this episode was, last year, December, I had my first annual Rise Up Leadership Conference. And I had amazing business owners, entrepreneurs in the room, authors, people from all walks of life, successful individuals. And one of the things we talked about as a pain point was the ever changing landscape of marketing digitally. And how do we get ahead? How do we really, again, stand up from the crowd? And so I'm excited to have Saarim with me today. He is a LinkedIn coach. He teaches that, I would say he's also a little professor, maybe. He talks a lot about social media marketing, things that I enjoy talking about, but it's always good to bring on another expert to talk about marketing and how do we grow our brand online. So in a moment, he will be joining me in about 30 seconds or less. And as you're out there, feel free to ask questions wherever you may be. I am checking. So I'm looking at comments. I will be able to ask or answer, hopefully, all the questions that you have. Hello, Cleveland. Welcome from the USA. And feel free to tell us where you're from. Like I said, I'm in Canada. Srim's in Colombia. Where are you? Let's get connected. Now, an interesting stat, because I love stats. Data tells stories. It gives you facts, right? And a big part of when we're going to get into marketing is you have to take time to evaluate, analyze your data. Your data doesn't lie. It tells you what's working well, what's not. And so I was reading about the Gen Z, and their purchasing power is increasing. And if you're wondering who's Gen Z, they were born between 1997 and 2012. But apparently, a lot of research has been done, and they're saying they're going to have a purchasing power of about to 29 to 143 billion per year. So for many of you who are creating products or services for the specific target audience, you definitely want to think about what do they care about and how do we market to them effectively. Now, we won't be just pigeonholing on this audience, but what we share with you today will help you to market to any audience. All right. So, are you welcome, stream? Let's get him in and bring him in. And again, any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section and we will get to them.
2, 1.
You're here.
I'm here. I made it.
Made it. Welcome, Saarim. I'm so excited to have you here today as we talk about digital marketing strategies, and why it's so important as a business owner and entrepreneur to have a solid strategy in place. So, before we dig in, why don't you just tell my audience a little bit about who you are and your journey through entrepreneurship?
Absolutely. How long or short do you want this to be?
Okay, we got, attention spans, they say lately is about 3 minutes or less. So I think it'll be about 90 seconds. Just a
All right,
quick.
I'll condense my life in 90 seconds. So, hello everyone. My name is Saarim Asady. I'm Canadian too. I'm from Toronto. Grew up in Toronto. Born in Dublin, Ireland. For any of my Irish people watching. But long story short, my entrepreneurial career has started. Like my official entrepreneurial career started after I finished my master's. And when I finished my master's, I started a blog, just a blog, and I thought, okay, it might be a good way to get into this online world. And within 6 months, I grew this blog to 1 million readers, right? And this was a blog about productivity, business, all these different topics. I used to be a book junkie, and I would just like read books, write summaries all day. So I grew this blog to about 1 million readers in 6 months. And then, word got out that like, hey, who's this guy making like all this, like, doing all this stuff on blogs? And then that's when I got hired to become a lecturer for different universities across Canada, where they were like, hey, do you mind teaching students how you were able to grow a blog so quickly, the results that you got, all of that stuff. So that's what got me into there. And then one day after one of my lessons, somebody called me and said, hey, you seem like a really intelligent dude. I'm looking to get more clients using LinkedIn. Do you think you could help me out? And I said, hey, man, I don't know anything about LinkedIn. And he just kept insisting, saying, come on, like, I trust you. You seem like a good guy. And I said, okay, fine, I'll create you a plan, but, no promises. And then I created him a business plan, a marketing plan, a strategy like you were talking about. And within 5 weeks, he closed a big deal, $50,000 deal with a company in New Mexico from this plan I made. So that was kind of my step into this world of LinkedIn. And I was like, what? And then, he was so excited. So I was like, all right, maybe I have something here. So I transitioned that into a marketing agency. I ran a marketing agency for 4 years. And now, after doing that for a while, I've transitioned into an online coaching company where we teach other people how to get clients from LinkedIn, the same way I did for 4 years as running my marketing agency. And that's me.
Wonderful. You did it. 90 seconds, a little over, I'm just joking. No, all great synopsis, Saarim, and exactly why you're here today. I love connecting with intelligent human beings and listening and learning, right? So today it's all about marketing. And I think that word, especially as an entrepreneur, sometimes to many can be that cringy feeling, that salesman kind of feeling or saleswoman kind of feeling. And so one thing I want to dig in first, because you're talking about LinkedIn, and now I'm more active on LinkedIn, and I'm realizing, why wasn't I here before? Because this is exactly the audience that I really do engage with.
Right.
I get a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people out there get a lot of these introductions. So, we want to connect with you, and wow, that's a big jug of water. Got to stay hydrated. Anyhow,
Gotta stay hydrated.
People want to connect with you, and so they start with the same lingo. I've been able to identify it now. Hi, Natasha. Oh, I see that you're a speaker. I see that you're a coach. I see you're a consultant. Whatever. What do you enjoy most about that? And of course, you go on, and then comes the sale pitch. And I feel like it's like you just met somebody, and they're asking you to marry them. And I personally don't. I despise that form of marketing with LinkedIn. Can you tell me if you've had the similar experience, because it's ongoing, and how would you then say one should market effectively through LinkedIn?
Yeah, that's a great topic to start with. So the first thing really is LinkedIn was actually very notorious for this, and LinkedIn had a very bad rep for many years. as being this spam platform where people were just trying to either make a sale by messaging thousands of people or trying to just like submit their resumes to as many companies as possible. And it still happens today, absolutely. And it's definitely not the right way to go about it. But I can tell you this, that LinkedIn has definitely started doing things to limit those, to limit, those kind of spam messages. For example, before you could message as many people as you'd like in as whatever time you'd like. Now LinkedIn has limited everyone to a minute maximum of 100 connections to add per month. Right. So per week, per week. So 400 a month. And that, obviously slows it down. But getting to the point here, having messaging that kind of stuff, it's not going to lead you anywhere, right? It's not going to, I'm not a fan of it. I never do it. I've never preached it. And like you said, it's almost an outdated form of marketing. But the right way to do it is, yes, there's nothing wrong with connecting people. There's nothing even wrong with connecting people with the intention of doing business with them, right? That's totally okay. But treat it like you would meet a friend or anyone. Take it slow, take it easy. Now, my strategy is really simple. What I love to do is, I'm going to add all the people who are my potential clients as connections, but I'm not going to offer them anything. I'm just simply going to say, hey, Natasha, I'm looking to connect with, awesome business owners across Canada just like you. Done. That's it. Now, once we've accepted, guess what? I post so much content on LinkedIn that you're going to see me every day, and you're going to start reading my posts, and you're going to start, engaging with my content, and the trust will naturally be built. My credibility in your eyes will immediately be there, right? Automatically. And from there, guess what? Then if we do talk business, you're a lot more open to it. So that's really my way of, warming it up, and it comes off so much more organically. And instead of chasing you, I'm just attracting you. And I've always found that to be a better form of marketing.
I like that you noted that, and I agree 100% with that. Not chasing, but attracting. And that's the thing. It's about adding value. You want to
Right.
give so much value to your client or your prospective client that they have literally, but no choice really, but to want to hire you or work with you. And I like how you noted that sharing content, which I've started to do a lot more of, is valuable
Mhm.
content that my audience can benefit from. And you noted something that was really key. And to all my business owners out there who are watching right now and who will watch, building trust. Businesses, people do business with brands they trust. And so it's imperative for you to have a success in order to have a successful company you need to build trust. And I find a key way to do that, and this has worked really well for me in my business, is vulnerability. Sharing stories, when I wasn't so successful, things I've had to go through growing up, challenges. And that's why I focus a key thing on not just the successes, but how did I overcome a specific challenge? Because as a business owner, you are inundated with challenges, but I believe it's how you respond, how you react, and how you prepare for those challenges that may come. So why don't you tell me a little bit about your success factor in the sense of how do you build with your clients?
Sorry, can you say the last part again? You just cut out for a second.
Yeah, how do you build trust with your clients?
That's a great question. So the average client that I work with, take this in, I've like my data has told me that they have actually seen my content 5 to 6 times before they get in contact with me,
Mhm.
right? So that's one thing. Now, in order to actually I always say this, posting content alone is not enough, right? Maybe in 2012 up to 2016 you could have gotten away with it, but in today's world it's not enough because there's such an overload of content. Now what you want to do is you need to have something called a funnel, right? And what a funnel is basically a route. You're creating a path to the sale for the client. So for example, one of my funnels that has done so well for us is I post content every single day as usual. Now my goal from the content is singularly to lead them to my free LinkedIn training video that'll teach them how to get clients, and it's only 8 minutes long, risk free. They don't need to pay anything, and they can watch it. Now the purpose of this training video is just to build trust, right? Then if they like what they saw in the training video, then at the end of the training video I say, hey, if you'd like me to take a look at your business and determine what's working, what's not, and what the best route is for you to get more clients, schedule a call with me, right? And then they'll go out and schedule a call, and before they schedule a call we have a little application form to make sure that they're the right fit, and boom, that's how we qualify people for calls, get and convert them into sales. And it's so simple because by the time the individual gets on the call, they weren't pushed. They went on their own accord. They went from the content to the free training. From the free training, they scheduled the call. Everything was done on their accord. So imagine the probability of someone buying by them getting to your store and you're to the destination on their own. Significantly higher than if you were trying to drag them.
Love it. And I like that you talked about that point of how you build trust and that free training video, that opt-in, right? To learn
Mm.
a little bit more about what you do. And so
Right.
I do believe that also provides an opportunity for us as coaches and consultants to, yes, build trust, but build credibility as a SME. I'm a subject matter expert in XYZ. And the more content you're able to share that actually is valuable and helps that customer without even purchasing anything just yet, I feel like that gains, brings in more success for you as a business owner and the potential client, right? So
Absolutely.
so step one out there, if you guys missed that, well, I would say is research. Know your client, right? Know
Hmm.
their wants, their needs, their average income, their pain points. Because the reason we go into business is to solve a problem or a
Yep.
pain point or enhance something, for an individual. But then I like that topic about the funnel, right? We hear that word,
Mhm.
and I know you
Yeah.
mentioned ClickFunnels.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them out there, but it seems like ClickFunnels seems to be a preference for many. It's easier to use, but you sort of
Mhm.
want to guide your prospective client down, the road to success, which would be working with ideally you or whoever they're on the other end, right? So tell
Absolutely.
me a little bit more about the digital space now. Let's talk about that because it is so crowded. It was already crowded before. Now with, the pandemic, we have a lot more people online. I know on average there's about 96,000 new businesses that are created in Canada alone every year. What would you say is your key tip? And I know there's many we're going to talk about today in helping your brand stand out from the crowd because there's so much competition out there. There's so much what I consider noise. What are some things that
Yeah.
you could share? And I'll definitely piggyback on that. So, what would you say?
I think you hit on it earlier as well. It's about providing genuine value to people, right? Now, I always say this: you don't want to get stuck in both la la lands. There's one la la land that I call is like, sure, you're giving infinite value every single day, and you're just hoping clients come to you. It's not going to work that way. And then on the other end, if you are just going after hardcore sales and not providing any value, it's not going to come to you. There is a nice, healthy balance, right? I think one thing that I've noticed is that people feel almost guilty for selling, like it's a bad thing. And I think that that's a huge mistake. And I've noticed that the people who are most successful in this world are those who are excited to sell because of the value that they give. Like I'm so excited to sell my program. I'm sure you're so excited to sell your services because you're going to help them so much, right? You know that the impact that they're going to get in their lives. So I think it's a mindset issue more than what I've seen because I've worked with people who, let me put it this way, a mediocre strategy executed with a sharp mindset is infinitely stronger than a great strategy executed with a poor mindset.
I love that you noted that. I didn't have that note, but that's exactly what it is. Key is mindset. And that's a big part of my coaching practice is working any individual, any mindset, right? Do you
Mhm.
believe that what you're selling is actually worth selling? And oftentimes through just a lot of research and polls, I realize a lot of people feel like one, they feel guilty about yes, selling. They want to undermine their services by giving their services away for essentially free or constantly discounting because they're afraid to actually determine, like, really acknowledge their worth or the value that they're bringing to the table. And so that usually is one of the biggest pain points or things that individuals, entrepreneurs have to get over is that mindset. Can I actually succeed? Do
Yeah.
people actually want to buy my service or why do they need to buy my service? And once you're able to get over that mindset of, I actually am needed, my skills or services are required, then it's not like I'm selling. It's like I have a skill set or a product or a service that can really help you. And so I'm excited to share what I can do for you or your business to help you achieve that goal. And so once we wrap our head around, hey, it's not actually selling, quote unquote, it's adding value and helping just protect a potential client or customer to achieve a desired outcome. It takes a lot of that pain point of, oh, I have to sell this product. And you actually just sell naturally. And that's one thing I hear a lot, like, because in conversation is just talking about what you do, that passion speaks volumes. So to business owners out there, entrepreneurs, one thing is you have to really be able to truly believe that you deserve what you're asking for, believe that your business or the service or the product you provide is needed by your ideal audience or target audience. And then the selling, the marketing becomes a little bit more easy and more natural. Now let's talk about this terms of like, I know I don't want to go into like the algorithms and things, being shown, things that are constantly changing, but visibility is a lot harder to be seen out there, right?
Mhm.
And so, what are some things that or tips you would share on as far as LinkedIn? 'Cause I know this is your platform that you love to specialize in. How do business owners or entrepreneurs get their blogs read more often, or like a tap on that video to be watched? Like, do you have any insights there that you like to share?
Absolutely. Consider LinkedIn the Robin Hood of algorithms. And what I mean by that is the beauty of LinkedIn is that they actually try not to preference you based on your follower count, but rather by the quality of your content, right? For example, there was a point where I had maybe 2,000 followers, but I was getting 10,000 views per post, right? Think about it, like that was insane. Like no other platform will offer you that. So specifically with LinkedIn, you really need to focus on the value, like giving the value. Now, if you wanted more like exact pins like points of exactly what to do to like get to stimulate more activity, sure, maybe have an engagement pod with you and a couple colleagues who are in within your industry, and you guys can engage with each other. That will essentially boost the algorithms. But again, consider those gasoline. The content itself is really the engine that moves it forward, right? So, and like I was saying, like LinkedIn is so amazing, like truly, that you could have less than 500 followers and still get an enormous amount of people looking at your content. And like you were saying, in a crowded digital space today, that's so unheard of. That's so almost impossible to do, but LinkedIn's doing it right now. That's why it's such an important time to take advantage of LinkedIn if you're someone who has clients who are business professionals.
Great point that you know it's there. And if you guys have any questions while you're watching, feel free to put them in the comment section and we'll answer them. So one thing I wanted to note about LinkedIn in particular, one thing I've noticed is that people enjoy photos more so than maybe videos. Like,
Mhm.
obviously, I think there's a platform that is better for whatever content you're creating. But I find
Mhm.
with LinkedIn, the audience, a lot of people like to read,
Yeah.
and they like photos because photos still tell them, a thousand words or, a story, a good story. And so if we can think about who our ideal audience is and what's really their pain point again, what you're sharing should be able to pique their interest on that headline, right?
Mhm.
So when you think about, you have, the follower thing, I don't really believe that followers is key. I've met a lot of successful business owners who have only 100, hundreds of followers, not thousands, but they have learned how to train, probably for lack of a better word, but train their audience to buy from them, right? And to engage with
100%.
them. And so it's not really about the followers, and there's people that can buy followers now. So it's really about the content. You mentioned content is king or content is queen. So why don't we talk a little bit about the challenges to the digital space right now, but in terms of what are you seeing now within your business? What are some things that you're currently facing that you're looking at solutions for that may be of benefit to other business owners out there like ourselves?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, with every business, no matter what level you're at, you're always going to have some battle you're trying to get uphill by. Uh, for me, particularly at this point, it's about scaling operations because I am the brand myself, like me, and I consistently have to figure out more ways to duplicate myself, right? I have to consistently figure out ways to make more of me. For example, create how do I create more content with my voice? How do I get myself in videos with more? Because the more you grow your business, the more you'll need to grow your marketing, right? In order to sustain, like to build that, continue to build that big user base. So for me, that's one thing. And initially when you start, and let's say you're under, let's say, 5 clients a month, you're just getting under 5 clients a month per, you could handle a lot of this by yourself. But one thing I would encourage you to just stay, not necessarily weary of, but just be ready for the road ahead, is that you will need to consistently double down on finding ways to duplicate yourself. And when you can do that, you'll start to see results compound. And it's not impossible, right? We already live in the influencer era right now. And there are so many people who have made millions and millions of dollars just off their own personal brand. So I don't mean to scare anyone or anything. It's definitely possible. It's just, I'm scratching my brain every night trying to think about what to do here.
No, absolutely. And I think that's the challenge I have myself is I am the brand, right? And
Mhm.
scaling because I need a clone. I need multiple clones, right? And so that's why things as online courses and things that are tangible that can be bought is key when you're expanding your business, right? Now,
Yeah.
so I relate. I can fully relate to you on that. I want to dig in a little bit to strategy. Like
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned, a lot of people don't actually have a marketing strategy in place. They don't even know where to begin. And
Mm-hmm.
I believe that you should outsource where required because you're not expected to know everything. You have the idea, but you need a team or consultants to help you bring that brand to fruition. Now, I have a what I consider my roadmap to success. I use all my clients. Do you want to share yours? What is that roadmap like when you first meet with a client
Mm-hmm.
and you talk about marketing? What is the framework that you use? Are you able to share a bit about that? And I'll share mine as well.
Absolutely. So when I meet with a client, the first thing I ask them, I say, okay, where do you want to be 90 days from now? Like, what's your revenue goal in 90 days from now? Right? Because if we don't put a number on it, we're not going to reach it. Right? That's the step one, right? What's your number? Once they tell me the number, we break down the plan. And the way I like to break down the plan is not by results, it's by the inputs, the things you can control, right? I feel like a lot of people get lost and worried sometimes because they focus so much on like, how am I going to do this, right? But instead just focus on what inputs are within your control right now. Like, so let's say somebody tells me, hey sir, they enroll in my program, they say I want to start making $10,000 a month, right? 90 days from now I want to be at the 10K a month mark consistently. So I'll pull out and I'll say, okay, cool, so this is what we're going to do. First, there's three pillars of online marketing. There's traffic, content, and relationships. So we'll put three headers. Okay, where are we going to get your traffic from? Where are we going to get that audience from? We'll map out that plan. Next thing, content. How much content is actually required to hit that 10K a month mark? We'll map that out. Last thing, relationships. How are we going to convert this audience that's viewing your content and actually build a business relationship where they are ready to invest money? Boom, we'll create that plan. And what we do is based on those three pillars, we formulate the plan, we execute on what exact daily tasks needs to be done each day in order for this plan to work, and they take massive action.
Love it. Love it. Okay. And like even just that dollar amount, like I like that. I have a plan, a 90-day coaching plan. It's one of my most popular ones. In 90 days, where do you want to be, right? Because you have to sort of look first, know what the vision is. I call it the vision,
Absolutely.
right? What does success look like for you? And then, that dollar amount, if you have a financial goal that you want to make or a business, like I want to make $100,000 this, in the next quarter. If you
Mm-hmm.
divide that number by how many coaching packages you have to sell or how many products or services you have to sell, you'll find it's actually more manageable. So maybe it might look like, oh, I have to sell is coaching packages to make that six-figure number, or 100, I guess I'll just say hair dryers, to make
Yeah.
that whatever it may be. It becomes a bit more manageable when you're able to
Mm-hmm.
break down that number into small subsets. And then I like to talk a
Absolutely.
little bit about your goals, right? Lining them
Mhm.
out, like your top three goals, and then I talk a lot about SMART goals. We really need to be specific about what we want to achieve. You talked about that in your plan, right? And
Right.
mark that down. And then you talk about the tactics. How are we
Mhm.
going to achieve that exact outcome? What are the things we can do to reach our audience, to connect, to convert?
Right.
I remember when I built my website way back when I was starting out, I just thought it was supposed to be a fancy page, but your
Yeah.
no, it's more than that. It's built to convert, you know,
Right.
to potential clients. And then I think what a lot of key people miss, and I've seen this in a lot of businesses and big corporations, is the evaluation metrics. They've stated the KPIs of what they want, but how often or when do they actually go back and evaluate the strategy? Is it quarterly?
Mhm.
Is it annually? Is it ever? Is it monthly?
Right.
And so I'm curious to talk a little bit about evaluation on your end. When you're working with your clients, as I do, we build in these benchmarks where we're constantly evaluating, maybe monthly or bi-weekly, quarterly. What does that look like for you on your end?
That's a great question. I actually evaluate pretty much weekly. And
Yeah.
what I do is I track my most important metrics, right? So for example, how much content did we post, right? I divided on two sides: inputs, the activities that I did; outputs, the results of the activities that I did. So my inputs, I'll look at, okay, how much content did we post? How many conversations did we have? How many direct offers for our service did we actually make? Right? These are things that are all within my control. So that's what I look at from the inputs. Then I will take and compare that to the outputs, which is, okay, how many people actually decided to watch my training video? Because I'm not in control of that. That's the people who decide to go and watch it. How many people said yes to a sales call and scheduled one? How many people actually converted into buyers? So I'll go and look, and every week everything becomes so clear to me because I'm like, this week was slow because we only published half the amount of content that we usually do. So like once you're able to look at it, you become a bit of like a mad scientist, You're looking at it and you're like, oh, Where is the gap? And I always, if there's ever a lack of results or a slowdown of results, you go always look at your activities so that what you did, and I'll tell you, you will always find the error in the activities that what you are doing.
Yeah, it's very true, right? Evaluation is key, and we can like that, right? Because one thing we know, if probably not ever before, data doesn't lie, right?
No, it
The
doesn't.
data is the facts. So you should be evaluating your business and knowing who's clicking through, who's reading, or who's even engaging with your content. And if they're not, then quickly change the channel that you're potentially using to share that message, or change the content delivery, or in
Mhm,
fact, maybe the content itself needs a bit of tweaking. So, and
mhm.
I find like just showing that personal personality is key now.
Absolutely.
Branding, right? What does it take to build a strong brand? A lot of times people think their brand is just their logo. And I want you
Mhm.
to know, anybody out there, it's not. Your brand is more than just your logo. It's how you make people feel when they've come in
Absolutely.
with your brand, right? Or what problem have you solved? Like, what do they think about your brand? Like, there's always that. I say, we all have brands we love, but then we have to think about, why do we love that brand? And then, so if you have your brand, you're building your business, why do you want people to love your brand? So thinking about that
Right.
brand identity is key too in having a successful business. Now, as we
Ab-
wrap up, I just want to talk a little bit more about the digital space and like just success tips, because I find
for
that
sure.
just those tangible, high ticketed steps, I call them, is
Yeah.
important. So, what are your top five success?
Great question.
Your top five success secrets that you would tell anybody who is either starting a business, thinking about it, or in a business that maybe their business is not, scaling the way they thought it would be, or as profitable
Mhm.
yet? What would be your top five success secrets?
This is a piece of advice someone else gave me that I want to pass on. They said to me, I'll never forget. They said, if you post content every single day from this point onwards, you'll never go hungry again. And I was like, huh? That doesn't make sense. How is that possible? But it's so true. If you just commit to publishing now, assuming you have an offer, assuming you have something to sell, assuming, like, you know what I mean, you're in the right direction with what you're doing. Now, and you post content every day, I'm telling you, you will see results. You will get people buying. You will start refining. You will start getting better. You will start seeing results, but you cannot stop. I have published content every single day since September 2020. When I was publishing content before that, but I promised every day I'm going to post content, and it's been almost 2 years now. And I can't even begin to explain the massive growth we've had strictly from that, right? So, in terms of one piece of tangible advice, it is to publish content every single day, and magic will happen.
Every day.
Like Monday, you can give off Saturday, take off Saturdays and Sundays for vacay, but truly, Monday to Friday, you should show up every single day, because if you're not showing up, your competitor is, and your competitor is going to take those clients. And you don't want, obviously there's an infinite amount of opportunities out there for sure, and I don't want anyone to have a limited mindset, but just know, for every day you're not showing up, someone else is.
Oh, great point. I like that. And that really boils down to consistency. Consistency
Mhm.
is key, right? What are you doing day in, day out to get you the results you need? So, I would agree with that. Definitely, number one for me is mindset. You have to go with the
Mhm.
right
Oh
mindset
yeah.
that you're going to succeed. And yes, you're going to have challenges. That's just a part of life. It's a part of business. But how you overcome those challenges really says a lot about your character and your strength. So, number one is get your mind right. Number two, yes, I echo what you say, Srim. Consistency is key. You got
Mhm.
to be consistent, but you also, number three, you got to be clear. Clarity. I
Yeah.
say this often. Clarity saves you a ton of time, money, and resources. Because even when I was starting out, I was trying to serve everybody, and I wasted out thousands of dollars marketing to nobody.
Yeah.
I knew the rule. Like, I was taught marketing by Nenshi, and it was like, I remember, if you're marketing to everybody, you're marketing to nobody.
You
But
are great to know where you're at.
right? Oh, I could just tuck that piece of advice underneath the rug. And no, you need to figure out who your audience is, your niche. Like,
Yeah.
who are they? You got to be able to talk their language. They got to be able to relate to you. So then there's that relatability factor is number four. And then last but not least, that vulnerability piece, right? Which connects to relatability. People got to be able to trust you in order to
Mhm.
do business. So I think once we get all those things under wrap with a clear strategy, of course, you'll be successful, but you can't give up. So as we're wrapping up, I'm glad we had a chance to chat today. I want to learn a little bit more about your courses. Like, you help people develop their own courses, right? We talked about the
Right.
point of being your own brand and how tiresome that can be. So tell me a little bit about what your offer is right now, and how does it work, and why should people why, who needs it, and why?
Absolutely. So this our program is specifically designed for coaches and consultants, right? These are people who have expertise in some level of topic or industry of whatever their expertise are, and we help them actually turn their expertise into an online course, turn it into a successful coaching program, and more importantly, at least in my opinion, the thing we're best at is showing you how to get clients, how to actually get high paying clients coming to you on a regular basis. I can't tell you how many people we've taken from zero to $10,000 a month, right? I can't tell you how many people we've turned from 5,000, to doubling and tripling that every month. And I'm telling you, if there's one thing that we are good at, it is that. So our entire program is based on teaching you how to start, grow, and ultimately get paying clients for your coaching or consulting business. And we'll teach you how to do that all just using LinkedIn, no other platform necessary.
Okay, great. So let's talk about the program itself. So I know you use ClickFunnels. So what does the program entail? Is it a 90-day program? What's the price for anybody who may
With ClickFunnels or my program? Is that what you're talking about?
your program?
Okay. So it's a 90-day program, the way we offer it, and then we give each client 3 one-on-one sessions to help them get set up for everything. So for example, the first call, like exactly like I was saying before, was we're going to do a roadmap call. Identify what's your revenue goal 90 days from now, and then we will break down everything you need to do, right? For that, we will essentially create the roadmap for you to get there. Second call is what we call, and we set you up for something called a 90-day revenue generation sprint, right? This is where I give you specific tasks every single day that you just need to execute on, right? Remember when, just like you were saying, clarity. Have clarity on the tasks that you want, of the goal that you want to reach, and the tasks that you need to do to get there. That's the second goal. Third call is after you've implemented the system for a few weeks, we're going to take a look at your numbers and analyze the data, because what did we say? No, data doesn't lie. Numbers don't lie. So we're going to analyze the data and find out what's working, what's not working, and set you free and on your way. So that's the start of the program. We have an online course that goes in depth with everything you need to know with it. How to set up your LinkedIn profile, how to create content that attracts buyers, what kind of content that attracts buyers, everything, it. And then finally, for ongoing support, we have weekly Q&As for you to jump in, be a part of a community of other consultants and coaches, and you'll have ongoing support for as long as you're in the program.
Wonderful. I love that. I can see the energy. Like, yes, with this and this and this. So then,
I love it. I'm just so happy with the results we get, people.
Right? No, I know. Like after I'm done with a client or a call, I'm just like, I feel so. Like it's just the best feeling. Like the money is
Oh,
good, you need the money, but just to see the success for me, it's just so fulfilling. And so I get it. I can relate. Now let's talk about the end result, because digital is where we're at. Like
yeah.
we all need to figure out how to dupe ourselves in one way or form, whether it's through a product, our services, right? How do we extend them without actually being the one teaching the program or teaching the course? What is the end result that they're leaving with your program? Do they leave with an actual tangible digital course that they're selling to their clients? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so they leave depending if they want to just do a course or coaching. It depends on the client, but they will leave with an online course that's built out, fleshed out. They will leave with a proven system to get clients, and they will leave with paying clients. We have an ROI guarantee in the program that they'll literally make their money back. That's how confident we are that they're going to see results. So literally, they will walk out making more money than they came in.
Like that. And that's what I was gonna note. When you're selling anything or a product or service, now we know you have to have an irresistible offer. I like
Yeah.
the money back guarantee. Like if you're not happy with my services and I don't get you what I'm saying I'm gonna get you, if I don't give you the result, but you do the work and you don't get the result that I promised, then I'll give you your money back. Like that's how confident I am in my program and my services, right? Sort
Mhm.
of similar to that. So then
Yeah.
just in wrapping up with that, what is the cost? You want to know the price?
Sure. So, yeah, that's a good question. The magical number. So, actually, this is our 6-year anniversary. Well, it starts on April 1st, so we started a little bit early. And our normal price for the program that we start at is $4,500, 4,500. But because it's 6-year anniversary and it's been like a very, very special time for us, we've knocked off 500. So up until April 1st, it's going to be $3,997. So, little chunk off the price there to celebrate our 6 years as running a really successful online company.
I love that. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. One more thing I want to touch on though before I let you go, because you just
Sure.
you quoted it, that 3997, right? The buy
Yeah.
the numbers, right? There's actually proof that ending in 997 or 999 or 995, depending on your audience, it
Yeah.
does something to you. Do you want to speak a little bit about why you chose that pricing? Did that have
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's actually it's a pretty funny marketing as like psychologists did this. Like I didn't do any of the testing. I just kind of reaped the rewards. But basically, you want to have as many lower numbers in your offer as possible. So, for example, even let's say if your offer is like $8,000, you want to do eight, which is a big number, then like three, which is like a small number, then a nine, which is a big number, and then a seven, which is a smaller number, right? So, to the viewer's eyes, for example, $3,997. Marketing wise, it sounds like it's in the $3,000 range, but it's not. It's in the $4,000 range, right? And the same goes for the thing before was like 999, 899, but that people have kind of become desensitized to that. So this is kind of the continuation of that style of persuasion and marketing and psychology. So it's just like it went from 999 to 997, and that's really the idea behind it.
exactly? And I'm glad that you noted that. There is psychology behind that, and looking at people's buying behaviors and how they buy, like a mindset thing again, right? So, thank you for sharing that. That really sums up my questions for today and just really a good chat. So, anything you want to say before I let you go? I know you're in Colombia. I wonder what time is it there anyway?
We are CST right now, so it's 7:41 p.m.
Oh, it's not too bad. Okay, you're
Yeah,
only
just an hour difference.
yeah. So, anything you want to say as we wrap up and success secrets, anything around digital marketing guys that you want to make sure that you leave off with that people should be aware of or whatever?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So my like I really want to leave off with this. Look, you're not too young or too old to get into this digital world, right? You're not too old to sell your services or too young to you're not anything to sell you can sell your services, right? This thing the gates are wide open, right? It is not don't like eliminate these limiting beliefs that it's oversaturated. It's not. I'm telling you right now, especially on LinkedIn. The doors are wide open for you business owners like you to step in, make a huge mark, make an impact, make more money, get more clients, be happier. All of these things are infinitely more possible, more than they've ever been, specifically on LinkedIn today. So I'm telling you, if you're watching this right now, don't sit around waiting anymore. Take action. If you need to learn from something. But if you don't, to go ahead and take action. This is what I'm telling you. Remember the fundamentals that we talked about today. Traffic. Learn where your buyers are spending their time. Identify that. Bring them into your network. Content. Number two, nurture them. And number three, relationships. Have those business relationships. You build a system on those three pillars and you do it consistently and you attack well and you do this with like relentless execution, you will do well. I'm telling you. And the doors are wide open.
Love it. Couldn't have said it any better. Thanks, Sarim. This has been a great catching up with you. And you enjoy your time. When you're back in Toronto, we'll connect again. But I'm in Calgary either way. You
Yeah.
shared some really good, valuable nuggets today, and I appreciate your time. And I hope that those who hear it will take heed on that. It's one thing to say, I want to run a successful business, but are you actually putting in the work? Or are you sitting back and just waiting for the perfect time? Like you said, now is the perfect time. Get up, get started, right? Figure it out and move forward. So thank you again. We'll stay in touch. And I will, like I said, thanks for sharing your program. Anybody want to connect with Sarim? How do they do that? What's your email address or your
Or
website?
just connect with me on LinkedIn, my first and last name. Just go and add me as a connection on LinkedIn, and send me a nice message, and we'll go from there. But Natasha, I really want to say thank you for having me on your show. It was a pleasure, and to be invited for the second time, I'm honored, and I really love it. It's always a pleasure speaking with such a high value person like you.
Likewise, and I value your expertise. And yeah, you're welcome, Marsha said, awesome presentation. You are so welcome. That's why we're here to add value. So, Sarim, we'll chat again. Take care. Stay safe. Enjoy your night off.
Take care. Bye bye.
Goodbye. All right, you're so welcome, Marsha, Cleveland, all of you amazing people out there. So the reason why I really wanted again to do this episode was to really give you some digital marketing tips. We're in that space right now where we have to be online. We really do, especially as a business owner. And to be successful in your business, you really need to show up for your potential audience, your potential clients. And so just going back to the root of things, if you're just chiming in now, maybe you're just thinking about starting your business, or you have a business and it's not growing as you thought it would be, or it's not making, a profit just yet. There is proof in the pudding. And by that, I mean the data. So, how often are you evaluating? And I talk about evaluation is key to success. Now, if you have a great product or a service and you're putting out videos or photos or whatever tool, maybe on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and you're not seeing the engagement, ask yourself why. And you may say, I don't really know why. We'll do some research. Look at your analytics. Who's actually watching your content? Who is your actual ideal audience? Now, when I started, I struggled with considering my niche. Who do I actually want to target? Who do I want to work with? What is their pain point? And so, key one in your business, you're solving a problem, right? You're enhancing something for someone, you're doing something. What is the pain point that you're solving? What is the problem that you're solving? And once you're able to really get clear, I talk about clarity as being key, get super clear on the problem you're solving, then put yourself in your client or your customer's shoes. Be relatable. You want to stand up from the crowd right now? Be yourself. It's okay. I think, especially coming from a corporate world, sometimes we feel like we have to be corporate-y. That's even a word. Show your personality. What does your brand represent? Why should people care? And once you're able to create some clarity around who you are as a business owner, a product, or an offering, that's going to make it easier for you to relate to your specific audience. They need to know that you can actually help them. And there's ways you can actually think about marketing. So it's not just selling something, but you're actually helping somebody. You're providing a service or a product that they actually need. And then you want to think about your strategy. Now, strategy is key. Consider it your roadmap to success. So in your strategy, wherever you may be, grab a notepad if you haven't already. And I want you to think about one, first thing you're going to do when you think about starting your successful business or revamping your business or rebranding, I want you to think about number one, let's do some research. So, exactly, who is my exact specific target audience? I know there's a lot of people you could probably help, or a lot of people that could want to use your product or your service, but think about primary audience. There's primary, there's secondary. Who is your primary audience? What is their potential salary? What are their habits? Where do they hang out? What do they enjoy doing? Who are they as a maybe potentially even gender? Does that even matter? Think about who your audience is. Now, once you've done the research, you've really figured out their spending habits, their buying behavior. You've done all those the cycle analytics of your actual audience, your target audience. Actually, what I did when I started and I worked with clients, I asked them to create a name for their ideal client. Marcia, Sally, Tom, whatever. You get super specific. And then you want to think about the vision. So, what does success look like for me? After I've launched this business or I'm working towards building my business, rebranding, what does success look like? That's what we consider the vision. And you want to gain buy-in from your potential clients, followers, your environment. People want to be able to buy into your vision. And then you want to think about, okay, I have my vision. What are the top three goals? I say top three at a time. You don't want to you don't want to burn yourself out. That's going to help me to make that vision a reality. Write your goals down. Research proves that you are 90% or more likely to achieve your specified outcome by writing it out and then inviting people into it, sharing that with somebody you trust. These are my goals. These are the metrics that I'm going to hold myself accountable by. Then, when you have your goals lined out, I always say, I want you to actually create smart goals from there. So, it's not enough to say, I want to gain 10 clients this month, or I want to make $100,000 this year, or this month, or whatever it may look like for you. You want to be specific. Smart is in specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely. So, I would like to make $250,000 by the end of the year in my business, the end of the fiscal year, or by this quarter. Or maybe I want to make $10,000 this month. Write it out. And then you're going to think about, okay, now I have my goal. How am I going to make that a reality? Tactics. I talk about tactics as your action steps. So this is where it really matters. It's the meat in the strategy. What are you going to do to make that goal a reality? How many pop-up shows are you going to do? Trade shows are you going to go to? How much content are you going to put out daily, weekly? How many networking activities or functions will you attend? Spending time on relationship building, key success, relationships, pitching. Do you need investors? What do you need to do to make that goal a reality? Flush it out, brainstorm, invite a group of people that you trust to the table and say, hey, This is my idea. This is my business model. I'm really focusing now on tactics. How do I make this happen? And then one of the things you can do if you're thinking about budget or you have the budget is hire a coach, hire a consultant, somebody who can help you in your area of expertise. Why? It's an investment into your business. Two, it's going to save you time, money, and resources. Three, you're offloading what you're not good at to somebody who is. And then the fun part, which sometimes we as business owners can, depending on what kind of business, execution, 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 execution. You need to execute and you need to execute with confidence. Set your price. And I was talking a little bit about this earlier with Sarim. A lot of the clients that I work with too, like entrepreneurs, they struggle with the worth piece. I wonder what people are going to think, or how do I charge, or maybe I need to discount my services a bit more. No, it's not about discounting. It's about adding value. So determine what that looks like for you, and then execute with confidence, and then of course, like I said, evaluate. Continue to evaluate your strategy, your marketing strategy. Is it working? Are you reaching your ideal audience? Who's engaging? Who's not? What are the demographics? Because the data doesn't lie. And that's going to help you to reevaluate, and you have to re-strategize and go again. But the biggest thing that I want to leave you today is thank you for joining, all of you out there, amazing individuals. Mindset. It's huge. It's a big part of what I do with my clients is figuring out how are you going to achieve that desired outcome. And a lot of times it's your thoughts that are holding you back. I don't think I'm capable. Maybe I failed before at trying to accomplish a specific goal, so I don't think I can actually do it this time. Maybe I think I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not confident enough, or people have said that I will never be able to achieve it. Whatever it may be, it's the mindset. It's critical to knowing what's possible. So once you're able to master your mindset, master your thoughts, you are significantly more likely to win, to succeed. And that is what's going to separate you from the rest. It's not that it's going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. And the more you push yourself to believe in that goal and that dream, naturally you'll see things working for your good. So, a little bit about me as I wrap up. You're so welcome, Jada. You rock too, girl. As I wrap up again, just know who you are. A big part of what I do, I said, is I'm a coach. I have my certifications in health and life coaching. I'm a certified motivational speaker. I have a Bachelor of Communications degree with a major in public relations from MRU. I have multiple certifications in communications, from crisis and risk communications to online reputation management, and the list goes on. But I educate myself because it's key. I do believe I want to constantly be learning. And you may not even have a degree, and that's fine. You don't have to have a degree to be successful, but you do need to know your product or your service inside and out, that you're able to sell it, right? And able to add value to your audience. So I'm an avid reader. I love to read. And the great news to you all out there is whatever you need, it's at your fingertips. Google is there. Search whatever you need, it's at your fingertips. And so if you want to work with me, if Natasha, I want to start a business. I have no idea where to start, or I started a business and I'm struggling with when it comes to marketing, I don't have a strategy, or I'm struggling with believing that I can actually achieve that goal. I can start a business, I can be successful. Maybe it's a mindset thing. I've worked with clients who very successful book wise, but in life they're not happy with where they're going. And so you need a little bit of direction, clarity. I'd love to work with you. And if you want to chat about how I could potentially help you transform your life or your business for the better from the inside and out, I invite you to book a free chat with me. Go to my website, natashabrussell.com. 30 minutes, we chat, we learn a little bit about each other. We see if we're a great fit for each other. And 9 out of 10 times I say we are, and we move forward. So know this: if you got a vision, you got this dream, this goal, you got it for a reason. I'm going to repeat this. If you have a big dream or a goal, this vision, you got it for a reason. So don't let your mind, your thoughts, your environment prevent you from going after what you truly want. This is your life, and we only get one. So make it count. Know who you are. Be confident in who you are and in who God created you to be. Be fearless enough to pursue what sets your soul on fire. Be bold enough to own your greatness. But more importantly, leaders, and yes, I see you're a leader, because we all are in our own right. More importantly, be you. You are amazing. You were fearfully and wonderfully made, and the world needs what you have to offer. But do you believe it? All right? Take care. Stay safe. Later. I like a little bit of out music. And thanks again for all the great comments. I'm so glad you guys found value in this. Don't be scared of marketing. Market yourself because you are marketable. Yes, you got something amazing that the world needs. All right? Take care. Stay safe. And if you want to connect with me, Natasha at natashabrussell.com. Email me. Let's chat. All right? And if you need a coach or a speaker, like I said, I'm here to help wherever I can. Take care. Stay safe. Bye for now. Oh, one more thing I want to say. If you watch this to the end, bonus for you. I am doing a Communicate with Confidence training program. It starts on April 6th. It's a you get a combination of 6 training courses with me, and we're working on how to build your confidence, communicate with confidence. We're talking about marketing, sales, but more importantly, it's about helping you to get over that limit. Maybe you have a limited mindset in terms of, can I actually get up and do this business? Can I actually be in a team setting and share my ideas? Confidence is critical to your success. And so if that's something that you want to work on, I would love to work with you. So details for this program starts April 6th. One-on-one, you get a bonus session with me as well. Go to natashabrussell.com. You'll see on the homepage or the events page. And let's get started. Let's get started on making your goals and dreams a reality. But at the end of the day, it begins with you. All right. Take care. Bye. Dance with me. Okay, later.